You're watching a dead channel. Static, noise, nothing. Or at least, that's what everyone assumes. But look closer at what's actually appearing inside that distortion, and you'll realize this isn't random interference at all. There is a television set, completely unplugged, sitting in a condemned building in rural Ohio. And it turns out it's been broadcasting something for over 30 years. Local residents started calling it the static channel back in the 90s. At first glance, the screen just looks like ordinary white noise, the kind of visual chaos you'd see between cable channels back before digital TV took over. But people who watched it long enough started noticing shapes. Not vague, suggestive shapes that your brain invents when you stare too long. Actual, consistent, repeating imagery. Landscapes, but not any landscape that exists on Earth. Witnesses describe towering crystalline formations rising from flat red plains, skies that shift between deep violet and a pale, almost bioluminescent green. There are structures visible in some recordings, geometric and enormous, arranged in patterns that repeat across multiple separate viewings by completely different people who had never spoken to each other. Here's where it gets genuinely unsettling. Researchers who studied electromagnetic recordings taken near the television found something unexpected. The signal producing these images isn't coming from any local broadcast tower. It isn't being generated by any detectable source within miles of the building. The frequency it operates on doesn't correspond to any licensed transmission in North America. So, where is the signal coming from? One hypothesis that gained traction among independent investigators involves what physicists sometimes call coherent electromagnetic leakage. Essentially, the idea that under specific atmospheric and geological conditions, signals can travel extraordinary distances and get trapped in localized feedback loops. Some researchers pushed this further, suggesting the frequency matches theoretical models of signals that could survive interstellar travel if encoded correctly. Now, before you dismiss that entirely, consider this. The Voyager probes taught us that electromagnetic signals can absolutely travel through deep space and remain coherent. We've been broadcasting our own signals outward for over a century. The real question was never whether signals could travel that far. It was always whether anyone was sending them back. The imagery captured from the static channel has been analyzed by multiple independent parties. The crystalline structures don't match any known geological formation. The atmospheric coloring suggests a nitrogen-heavy environment with trace gases our instruments on Earth associate with active chemistry, the kind that precedes biological development. Some people call this elaborate folklore, a ghost story for the digital age dressed up in scientific language. And honestly, that's a completely reasonable position. But here's what keeps this story alive. Every few years, someone new finds the television. Someone who's never heard the legend, never read the local accounts. And they describe the exact same images, same red plains, same violet sky, same enormous geometric shapes sitting silently on the horizon. An unplugged television, an unidentified signal, and landscapes that shouldn't exist anywhere near here. The static channel is still broadcasting right now. Nobody knows why it started. Nobody has figured out how to make it stop. and nobody, not one person, has been able to explain what you're actually looking at when you watch it.